Hello guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you guys have all heard the spiel and you've been seeing so many videos about staying inside, doing stuff from home, lockdown, all of that. But I thought I would throw one more video for you guys. I don't know why I'm struggling through staying at home alone, because I do that anyways, even when there isn't a worldwide pandemic terrorizing the world. But I think just knowing that I can't go outside and do things even if I wanted to is what's really messing with me. And I'm really feeling the cabin fever, feeling very restless right now. But I've tried several things to quench my boredom, if you will. I have gone back to my childhood and I tried playing Club Penguin again. I even logged back into my old Neopets account. It was a fun time. I have spent most of my time playing Animal Crossing within the past 5 days. Now I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer girl, guys. I even made a Twitch and I've been streaming playing video games. Who am I? Come to me. Oh! No! I've obviously been working on a bunch of videos and bullet journal spreads, but you know, nothing is really hitting the spot. And I think that's because I need to refocus my bored attention into something creative. So today I thought of the idea of doing a 10 things to doodle or draw when you're bored. Now that you're stuck at home and maybe you have some extra free time on your hands, this is the best time to practice drawing a little bit more or try something that you wouldn't normally draw. So here are just a couple ideas in case you are in that creative block mode. Sometimes when I find the blank page overwhelming, it's hard to think of an idea of what to draw. So maybe this will get your creative juices flowing. Even if they don't turn out perfectly, at least you're trying. Don't you think so? By the way, all of these doodle ideas can be done with whatever materials you guys want, whether you only have a pencil, if you only have a lined notebook, that's totally fine. This is just meant for quick little exercises. You can even turn them into big projects if you want to get into painting and all of that. You know, have fun and be creative with it. So the first doodle idea is to draw out your name in a unique and creative way. We all have a name, correct? Unless you're nameless. I think it would be fun to create some sort of lettering sign that's filled with doodles. I've seen this a lot with various letters and stuff. You can just basically write out your name really big and fill it in with tiny doodles to spell out the name, if that makes sense. It's almost like, you know those childhood fairy tale books where it's a big paragraph but then the first letter is very ornate and decorative, like once upon a time, and then the O is filled with all these floral decorative patterns. That's what I'm picturing, and I think it would be cool, especially if you are into lettering and typography and stuff like that, if you sketch out the letter first, the base letter, and then you can fill it in with whatever doodles you want, maybe stuff that you're interested in. I feel like you can never go wrong with any sort of floral design. That would be really cute as well. Here's my name in doodles. The length of your name kind of determines how many doodles you can fit in it. If you have a shorter name, maybe you can just make the actual letter size bigger. If you have a super long name, then you might be sitting there for a while, but my name is like a solid 6 letters, so I was able to fit quite a few in there. And it looks pretty cute. So my second doodle idea is actually something that I saw floating around on Twitter a couple days ago, and it is this Japanese folklore character. This character is said to protect against diseases and promote good harvests, and on Twitter a ton of different artists have been doodling this character in order to, you know, spread some faith and some hope in the world. The character's name is Amabi. Don't exactly know how to pronounce it, but you know, the idea is there. And it's this really interesting fish-like character with hair. I just think it would be really fun to draw, and I've been seeing a lot of people do it in a bunch of different styles. So it might be fun to put your own spin on this character. This is my Amabi. It was kind of fun drawing this. I feel like mine looks a little creepy. I quite enjoyed drawing something that's not, you know, real and of this world. Number 3 is to do something called Zentangles. If you guys haven't heard of Zentangles before, I definitely recommend you look it up. There's like this whole Zentangle community, and I actually discovered it a long time ago when I was a kid, and I was so in love with it. It was just really relaxing and fun for me to do. And if you go back to a lot of my childhood artwork and designs and all of that, you can see like some Zentangle patterns incorporated into a lot of them. It's basically just repeated patterns, and a lot of people find it anxiety reducing and calming and relaxing to draw these patterns. And there's really no rhyme or reason or rules. You can pretty much do whatever you want, but there are so many different Zentangle pattern tutorials out there, and I think a lot of you guys would enjoy it because I know a lot of you guys appreciate that relaxing vibe when you're doodling. So this is definitely up your alley. And you also just need a pen. I think they look good black and white, and I highly recommend you guys try out some Zentangles. Here is what I've done so far of my Zentangle. I think it looks so cool once you fill up a lot. I still have a lot to go, but for the sake of time for this video, since I have 9 other doodle ideas to draw, that's all I'm gonna do for now. But you know, you can just imagine how it would look like if the page was completely filled, right? Looks pretty cool. My 4th doodle idea is to take random inanimate objects around your house and to turn them into different characters. You can give them human features. I know that can be kind of creepy some way, but you can make it cute. You can always make things cute. Just give it like really cute eyes and a smile, and it's just fun. I always used to do this as a kid, but you can also find different ways to turn this object into a character. Cute. I've seen so many people do basically everything under the sun except kawaii version, which is just these like cute faces. They're just kind of fun to make and really easy to doodle, so they turned out pretty cute, I think. Number 5 is a style of drawing that I've been seeing be very popular, but I mean, it's been sort of a thing for a while now, but it's sort of like this continuous line drawing style. There are a ton of different artworks and artists who draw in this style, and I think it's really cool that you can essentially draw something in like 30 seconds with a continuous line. I've seen people do hands holding something. I've seen people do faces. Actually, that's probably what I've seen the most in terms of this style. The faces end up looking very almost like Picasso-esque. Bonus points if you want to draw something that's in front of you but don't look at it. That's called blind contour drawing. It's an exercise in drawing where you have the paper in front of you, but you aren't allowed to look at the paper. You're just looking at the object in front, and you have to draw it in one continuous line without looking at your paper. Turns out drawing in one line is harder than it looks. That looked kind of terrifying. I feel like drawing inanimate things might be fun, so I'm gonna look directly at this camera. I'm gonna draw the camera, and I'm not gonna look at what I'm drawing, so I'm staring at you guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Wait, this looks kind of good. I feel like if someone didn't tell me like what that was, that would be a tripod. I'm kind of impressed with myself. Okay, success. Number 6, for any of you guys who are fans of cartoon characters or just cartoons, anime characters, I think a fun drawing challenge would be to draw certain characters in the other character style. I've seen a lot of people do this on YouTube. So for example, let's say you like the Powerpuff Girls and I guess Fairly Odd Parents. Those are like two very distinct styles of drawing and artwork. You can try drawing Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls in the Fairly Odd Parents style. I'll show you guys some videos and link some down below because I've just fallen down this hole of watching them. Character design has always been a very interesting thing to me. It can really turn some of those creative muscles when you're trying to apply certain characteristics of characters in a different style. I'm gonna try here. I feel like the main structure of the Fairly Odd Parents is sort of like that weird, like half, I guess it would be like a quarter of a circle shaped head. And they always have like these pointy things at the top here. But the thing is, Bubbles is very circular, so we have to find a way to give her the pigtails. I never realized how like low-key creepy cartoons are. When you're not actually good at drawing them, they always turn out looking creepy because there's always like slight details in character designs that maybe certain people don't pick up on, but only the creator knows, or people who like actually really study the construction of these characters know, and that makes all the difference. I guess we should try to do sort of like the body and the dress, because the most iconic part about Bubbles is her cute little striped outfit, right? Cosmo and Wanda are always sort of like floating, so that makes it easier in terms of pose. Their legs were pretty short. Noticed this as a kid, but the Fairly Odd Parents, when their hands are just at rest, they kind of have them going backwards. It looks almost like a golf stick. A golf club? Golf stick. Technically, Bubbles doesn't have a wand, but in the Fairly Odd Parents universe, Bubbles can be a fairly odd parent. Oh, let's make her wand into a bubble. That'll be cute. You know what? I think it turned out pretty good. I would say that this is Bubbles in the Fairly Odd Parents universe. This one was a success. So number 7, I don't know if this counts as cheating because it's my own video idea, but in case you haven't seen, I do have multiple videos that are this ultimate big guide of different doodle ideas that you can draw. There's one that's over 50. I think I have 2 videos with 50 different doodle ideas. Maybe you can add to that list, fill up a little bullet journal spread with all your tiny doodles. Those are really quick and easy to draw too, so again, you don't need many materials. And you know, you don't need to add too much detail to it. I think it's cute when there's just all these tiny little doodles, but these tiny doodles all over your page. Doodling is fun. I was going through my old bullet journal. This is from 2017, and I found the spread that I did with all the bullet journal doodle ideas. Honestly, these are still, even though I made this video, when did I make it? Like 3 or 4 years ago. Some of these have turned into different bullet journal themes, and actually some of these can be used as bullet journal theme inspirations and stuff. If you have seen all the 2017 bullet journal videos, then you are an OG and you know what's up. Oh, here. I did one of these for the holidays, so you can see all those tiny doodle ideas. They're really low maintenance and pretty easy to draw, but all together on a page like this, it just looks really cute. Yeah, I did so many of these videos. I should do a part, I guess it would be part 4 or 5 now, because I know I did one for Halloween as well, and I did another 50 one. I don't know if I'm ever gonna run out of ideas. That's probably one of my worst fears, is running out of drawing ideas, but I guess that's the point of this video, right? So for number 8, this is another exercise that we did when I was in art classes. We basically had to choose a song and our favorite lyrics from that song, and we created an art piece around it. So in this case, I mean, you could create some really pretty lettering designs of a song lyric and quote, and draw doodles that sort of have to do with it. You can also make the lettering sort of fit that vibe of the song, which I've done something similar in the past. I've done these doodle with me videos where I listen to an album, and each song from that album, I sort of cater the font, the lettering font of the song towards how that song makes me feel. So for example, if it's a softer song, maybe I'll do the song lyric or the song title in a really pretty cursive. Or if it's a strong, energetic song, I will write the lyric or the song out in a bold type of font. And it's really fun to like come up with different lettering styles based on these songs. And also, if you are looking to improve your lettering, it's really great because you get to experiment with different words and stuff that you maybe normally wouldn't write down. Baby Koi is just chilling there in the background, but these are two of the lettering illustrations that I did when BTS Map of the Soul Persona came out, and also Map of the Soul 7. I think they look really cool. After I made that video, a lot of people sent me different recreations of them applying the lettering principles to different albums. So I think it's fun, and it's also just a great way to listen to music, you know, create art while listening to the music, and your art is inspired by that. Pretty awesome. So number 9 does require more supplies than the other ideas. I know I said at the beginning that most of these ideas would just require pencil and paper, but I thought I would throw this in just in case any of you guys do have various other art supplies that you want to play around with when you're bored at home. I mean, I'd probably do this with watercolor or maybe some sort of blendable marker, but I think watercolor is really fun to play around with when you do have extra time, because you need to wait for different layers to dry and all of that, unless you want the super watery look. But gradients are typically really pretty and easy to make with watercolor, especially if you haven't used watercolor a lot. So you can create a sort of gradient with whatever color combination you want. You can make it look like a sunset or whatever, and then you can kind of work from the outside in and play with the negative space of a drawing. So the piece will end up looking like a silhouette, but the silhouette will be filled in with that watercolor gradient, and you're sort of filling the outside with whatever solid color, maybe black or whatever. This is really hard to explain, but hopefully you can kind of see through my visual picture. And finally, number 10, my last drawing idea is to draw with other people. Now you're probably saying, Amanda, I'm social distancing. How am I supposed to draw with other people? I got you. As a kid, I used to do this game where we would fold a piece of paper into thirds, and one person would draw like a head at the top, and then the next person would have to draw a body, and then the last person would have to draw the legs, and you would just draw little ticks to where the head meets the neck on the next person's section, and they would just continue it, and then when you reveal the end piece, it's really funny. But what you could do is maybe just keep passing a specific drawing around between your friends if you do have other friends that are interested in art, or even if they're not interested in art. That could be funny too if they're absolutely terrible at drawing, you know, then you kind of have, the next person has to work with that. So yeah, you could pass around a drawing, whether you want it to be digital, or if you do want it to be, you know, on paper, you could have people scan it, and then the next person has to print it out and then scan it and take a picture and send it to the following person. So it'll be like a drawing chain. The drawing will just keep growing and growing, and different people's styles would be added. Personally, I don't have enough friends to do this. So I thought it would be fun if we started a Little Doodles drawing chain. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a drawing down below, print it out, or even if you want to add on to it digitally, you can add on to the drawing in whatever way you want and post it with the hashtag Little Doodles chain. Should we call it Little Doodles chain? Let's just do Little Doodles chain. Hashtag Little Doodles chain, and then pass it on. And what I would recommend is, instead of drawing just only on top of mine, maybe look through the hashtag after a couple days or something once some people have drawn on top of it, and you can choose that drawing to add on to. If that makes sense? This might get a little complicated and chaotic, but it's an experiment and I want to see how it goes. We might not end up with any specific chain, we might end up with hundreds of different drawing chains, but it'll be fun to see the progression of different drawings as they grow and the scene gets built out. Alright, so that's my challenge for you guys. I think it'll be really cute because we're all from like all around the world and we're all staying at home, but then this drawing will be a fun exercise to bring us together. I just sketched this little character and this is what you guys are gonna add on to. So I'm gonna scan and clean up this drawing, and I'm purposely not gonna color in. So let's say even if you don't feel like drawing, you guys can color it in and then pass it on to a next little doodle. You can give her a background, you can make her, I don't know, sing something, you can give her friends, you can completely scrap it and do something totally different on top. But this is the starting point and you guys are gonna pass it on and we'll see how it evolves. Maybe it becomes a story, you know? Why is she all upset? Who knows? You guys will tell the story. So hashtag Lil Doodles chain, guys. Let's see what happens. Okay guys, so those are my 10 different drawing ideas for when you're bored at home. Leave some in the comments below for other little doodles to help each other out when you guys are in need of some drawing inspiration. Hopefully the comments are filled with a bunch of ideas so that you guys can refer to this video and the comments whenever you're in some form of art block. I can't wait to see if you guys try some of them out in your sketchbook, and don't forget about the drawing chain. Let's see what we can create together as a Lil Doodles family. Hopefully this video and these drawing ideas can help you guys escape or be distracted from all the chaos in the world. I know I've said this a bunch of times already, but it is a scary time right now for a lot of people, so please stay safe and healthy guys and keep doodling. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!